All right, friends, now we're going on to card number 2. I also really love this card. I love both of these cards. I think they're just fun. Okay, so this one we're going to use the little kitties, which are cut out of the suede paper, so they're fuzzy. Yes, they're textured and they're fuzzy. All right, so this is a gatefold card, which means that when I fold up, they just match up, right? And then they open up, and so you can put your message inside. For both of the cards for this kit, I did not put a sentiment. Okay, so that way you can create your own, write your own little message, or write your own little, snip your own little sentiment. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make actually a little library. Okay. A fun little library card. But the very first thing I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to put the ribbon on. I'm going to use double-sided tape. I'm going to do the double-sided tape across the entire card, about a quarter of the way up from the bottom. I'm going to stick my ribbon on so that it's going to go all the way across. If you don't have double-sided tape, it's okay. You can use a little bit of glue, maybe just a little bit. And kind of, if you're using a wet glue like this, you're maybe want to just put a little bit down, and then smear the glue and then stick your ribbon on and hold it down for about 15 seconds. And I would just get worried about it staining, or if you have a little bit of hot glue, you can use a little bit of hot glue along the edges would work, but I most recommend double-sided tape. And so then when you pull this together, then you can tie a little bow. So that's kind of the idea here, okay, with using the double-sided tape. All right. So it should end up looking something like this right off the bat. Okay, and you can pull your little ribbon, of course, and adjust that. Whoops. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and leave this tied because I really would like this to stay kind of flat while we do the rest of this card. So thanks, ribbon, already helping us out. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're actually going to build some little shelves because these are going to be books. Okay, so I want maybe this to be a book, and I kind of like that it has a different kind of shading here because it kind of looks like a book. So cool. So that actually kind of works out. So I'm going to do several of those. You can look at the other side because you might find things on that side that you're like, oh, that would be a cool book. But for me personally, I'm going to keep it in kind of this color palette. Okay, and then once you've kind of cut some of those out, you can keep them at different, you can make them different heights, you know, because not every book, of course, is exactly the same height as the one right next to it. So then all of these that once looked all exactly the same suddenly can be a little different. Okay, so now you have some books. All right, so we're going to do the same thing here, cutting something that's maybe book width for a bookshelf. And we're going to do the same thing here. Again, you may find something on the other side that you're like, oh, that'd be great for a book. So it's really up to you what you'd like to do. But again, I'm kind of sticking in this kind of coral color palette here. Okay, corally red. All right, and again, you can trim those down to size so that you get different heights and things for your books. Okay, so now these are going to be your shelves. You have to kind of decide where you want to put your shelves, making sure that you give yourself plenty of space for your little books and your little kitties, which are going to be sitting on the shelves with the books. Oh, so fun. Okay, so already I'm noticing that my books are a little on the large side, so I'll make sure that my kitties are not going to, or these books are not going to be like giant in comparison to the kitties. Now they are technically supposed to be kittens, so it's probably okay, but just keep that in mind. The books don't need to be too giant here. Just need to trim these way, way down. Making them much thinner here since my kittens are so small. I'll trim some of these in half even, I think. Okay. All right, so then, again, we're going to kind of figure out where you want to put your shelves. So I'm going to go ahead and just start putting my shelves in. I'm just going to do a couple here for me. You should make yours personal for you and where you want to put them. You can put some up high and some down low and different like shorter or longer shelves. Okay. So you see I'm gluing it down and it's going off the edge, but I'm just going to use my pair of scissors and just trim that off. I'm going to do one down here too, I think. All right. So I always flip it over like this so I'm looking down on it, and then I just trim this. And then also this. And I always do it like this instead of doing it the other way, because that way I know I can really get up nice to the edge and I can get it straight. All right. So we have our little shelves. Time to lay on the books. Now we have some leftover green paper and a little bit of brown paper from earlier. Now I'm not going to use the brown paper because I don't really feel like that color kind of fits in, but the green it absolutely would, especially if you're trying to add like some little plants onto the shelf. So you can use your black, I guess, if you wanted to create like little pots. I'm not really sure how that's going to work out, like little like halfy kind of planter pots. We'll kind of play with that concept. Let me get my little books on my shelf first. And let's see here. Okay. And then I'm going to put this cat on the shelf. So fun. Little kitten times. Since he's kind of small in comparison to some of my books, but I think it's still fine. Oh my gosh, so cute. So cute. Okay, so I was telling you about the plants. So what I wanted to do here is I want to create kind of like a little kind of plant on the shelf, but I really don't want it to be like too big or extravagant here. So I'm just going to make it kind of small. And I would tell you, you can make a planter box out of something like this. So we're going to just use one of these. I'm going to kind of make it kind of planter shaped by adding a little bit of an angle on it. And we'll just add a little planter right here on the edge. So if you add green somewhere, you just need to add it somewhere else. Otherwise, it's going to look totally out of place. I put quite a bit of blue in there, so I'm just going to tuck these in. Okay. Of course, if you guys have cats at all, you're like, oh yeah, that cat's gonna eat that plant. Why, yes, it probably is. Good eye. Actually, I think the one time I was making a card like this, probably for two for $10 craft kit, and I think I showed Taylor, and I was like, Taylor, look at this, how there's little cats and there's plants, and he was like, you know that if that was our cat, that she would eat all of those plants, right? And I was like, ah, yes. Not everyone's cat is that way. But maybe you guys are out there like, my cat's that way. Okay. My little books here. And if you have a little tiny pen, a little fine line pen, my favorite one is the little Slicky pen, which is a super fine line gel pen. It is my favorite fine line pen. It's amazing. If you happen to have one of those, it would be really great for adding like little titles onto your little books if you wanted, especially if you're making this for someone and you know like the different kinds of books that they really like. That would be really fun to do. Okay. So the reason why I stuck, if in case you're wondering, like why I didn't do like every color of the rainbow for the books, you're welcome to, of course, go in and do different colors, especially if you have scrap pieces of paper that you would like to use. I just really, because I did this kind of coral color ribbon, I really wanted to have, I just love that it would be a little bit more cohesive that way. Okay. All right, I'm going to add another little plant, but just a tiny little one up here at the top. I'm going to use the same color green I did earlier. I'm just going to make a little half circle. Actually, I'm going to make a bigger half circle than that. I'm just going to do a cactus. Oh, so cute. Alright, so I'm just going to tuck it in here to the top. Oh, made it just a little bit too big. Okay. There we go. All right. I'm going to take my little fine line pen that I was just talking about to add a little texture. To make a texture, a cactus texture, you just add little tiny X's kind of here and there, and it works great. All right, so now we have a couple little plants added onto our little bookshelf. All right, and now we're going to add another little bookshelf down here. Or, yeah, a couple more books down here at the very bottom, I think. Oh, I don't want to hit that. Okay, so now you can go back in and add in all your little kitties all the way around, which is, of course, the funnest part. Kitty down there. And if you wanted, you could set some kitties on the little ribbon. I'm not going to because it's not my intention that the ribbon is part of the card here. And I'm actually going to sit some little cats in front of the little bookshelf because they're like fighting at each other. So cute. Fighting and hissing. So fun. Okay. And we'll have this guy over here. Perhaps not him. Ooh, this seems about perfect. Sitting right next to the plant, super upset about it. And then, just because I have these couple of these little guys left, I'm going to put a little bit more on the inside. So we're going to open that up now. Should just be able to pull that apart. So if you have any of your little shelving left, of course you can add in a couple more shelvings, little bits of shelving along the side. Now this is where your sentiment's supposed to go, of course, so you don't really want to overdo it in here. But I'm still going to add just a couple more, just because I think it's sweet. And I gave you guys lots of quite a bit of paper to do this project, so you should have plenty. To add as many little books as you would like. Okay. And we'll have this guy over here laying on the bookshelf. So cute. And we'll have this guy down here at the bottom judging. So fun. And we'll have this guy over here just chilling, being a cat. Classic. All right. Oh, and then of course, I'm going to trim our little shelves off. I didn't put any little plants in, so I decided not to. I didn't want to add that part. But you have lots of little green. You are welcome to do that. All right, and there is the second little card. Oh my gosh. How fun is that? And of course, we'll finish it off by just tying it up. All right, you guys. I had so much fun creating this with you today. Oh my gosh. So cute. It just makes me so happy. And I'm just going to go ahead and I always like to trim the little bow just to make it so it looks nice. So I'm going to do that right now. Nice and even there. And there. All right, there we have it. So cute. Oh my gosh, how fun. You see the little cactus at the top and the little cats all judging. Oh, and fighting and communicating. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Alright, you guys, those are cards for today. Have a fun rest of your day. See you later.